Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and this video brings me great joy indeed. Humza's hate crime bill is going to hit a little bit close to home. Had it been this week, it came out, had it been last Monday, there would be a lot of complaints going in to Humza's mummy and daddy because they, at their accountancy shop outside, or on the inside but facing outwards through the windows, have plastered all these pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas symbology all over the place. They are obviously all up for committing the mass eradication of Jews in the Middle East. They're all up for it. This is who they are. And they're showing, hey, look, let's do this. Let's put all this up here. Let's show that we want to eradicate Jews by having these flags up on the window, having all these posters saying, freedom and all this. Let's do that. Well, I tell you, had it been next, 2 weeks' time, I and many, many others would certainly be on the phone call to the police. And this would have escalated. You'd think someone like Humza Yousaf would be more aware and would say to his folks, hey, do you want to not embarrass me in public, mummy? But no, they've decided that humiliating their son is the order of the day. Now, they have taken them down, but only, I think, out of sheer embarrassment. Let's take a look. So, Humza Yousaf's family embroiled in anti-Semitism row over pro-Palestine posters in firm's window. It's now easy to see where Humza gets his anti-Jewish feelings from. It's been ingrained in him by his parents. They hate Jews, and so they've taught their son to do likewise. Posters that were said to advocate for the annihilation of Israel and the Jews have finally been removed from a window display at the First Minister's parents' accountancy firm in Glasgow. This is the firm that refused to do the books for the SNP, remember? Even the SNP were too dodgy for the Yousafs. Goes to show how bad it must be. Humza Yousaf's parents have taken down a pro-Palestinian posters from the window of their family accountancy firm after they were accused of advocating for the annihilation of Israel and Jews, something I think that they obviously agree with. Certainly their son doesn't like Jews, that's obvious by the fact that he keeps allowing Palestinian marches, but he doesn't like the idea of Jews going on and complaining, and indeed he's informed the police to arrest anyone who moans about the Palestinian marches. This has happened, this is fact. The Yousaf & Co business had a large pro-Palestinian window display at its office in Glasgow's Pollock Shields. It included several copies of a poster in which the Palestinian flag is imposed over the Israeli state, surrounding by two hands snapping a chain encircling the country, alongside the slogan, Free Palestine, with every 10 gallons of 4-star, presumably. There is no such place, of course, as Palestine. It doesn't exist. It's not real. There is Gaza, there is the West Bank, but they're not Palestines, even though they're filled with Palestinians. Very weird, isn't it? The Scottish Council of Jewish Communities said images of a single Palestinian state in Israel's territory amounted to a call for the annihilation of Israel and the Jewish people, and were therefore anti-Semitic and a hate crime. Humza Yousaf's mummy and daddy are absolute hate crime committers. Undoubtedly. They hate Jews. They're happy to say they hate Jews. That's a crime in 12 days' time. Let's keep an eye on these people. They are just one pure family of hate and corruption and thievery and misleading, lying, snuggling up to fraudsters and other liars, and possibly in the state of Humza Yousaf, possibly, not guaranteed, my opinion, complicit in state-sanctioned murder. The Daily Telegraph said the offending posters were removed on Monday after the newspaper approached the First Minister's office for comment. So they'd have gone to him and he'd gone, Mummy, take them down, the men are coming. Oh no, the pictures had already been taken. It was far too late for that. Humza, you hate-ridden piece of human filth. Mr Yousaf's father, Mufazar, 69. God, is he 69? He's had a hard life, but living with Humza Yousaf, pretty tough, isn't it? Said the business after he started up the business, after he emigrated from Pakistan in the 60s, and he's said to have had active involvement in the firm, while his mother Shaista, isn't that the name for the devil in in Arabic? Anyway, she's 67 and she's listed as a company secretary a week after the Hamas attacks. Both were pictured at pro-Palestinian rallies in Glasgow, condemning Israel's response to the mass murder of 1,500 innocent people by Muslims. Asked about the window display, Sakojek, which is the Scottish Coalition of Jewish Councils, or Scottish Council of Jewish... Anyway, this Jewish group said... asked about the window display, the Jewish group said such images cause a great deal of distress to Jews, with many still mourning those murdered by Hamas and the Jews murdered by the Muslims. Very upsetting for them. No, start again. Asked about the window display, the Scottish Council of Jews said such images cause great deal of distress to Jews, with many still mourning those murdered by Hamas and other Muslims, and they're still fearful of attacks in Scotland. It is, of course, entirely in order to express support and sympathy for all civilians caught up in the war, which followed the atrocities perpetrated by Hamas and other associated Muslims in southern Israel on October the 7th. However, they said, chances from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, along with these posters, flags and social media posts which depict a single Palestinian state in all of the area, from the River Jordan to the Mediterranean Sea, are a call for the annihilation of Israel and of Jewish people. Since Israel does not exist out with that area, we are therefore these are therefore anti-Semitic. And he's right, they are. These are calling for more genocide of the Jews. Humza Yousaf's family completely, explicitly support it. Humza Yousaf, we know, supports it. He's been told to by the guys down the mosque. He is a hate-filled individual. He is not a fit and proper person to be leading a country like Scotland. He needs, with his family, to pick up their stuff and sod off back to a place where they can fulfill their hate free of any chance of coming into contact with normal human beings. They can take their hate-filled lives and piss off back to Pakistan. He still has a Pakistani passport. You have to ask why. Does he not support Scotland? Does he not like Scotland? Does he not wish to be Scottish? No, of course he doesn't. He doesn't like Scots. He doesn't like the Scottish culture, Scottish heritage, and for him it is merely a tool for which he can turn Scotland into an Islamic state. That was why the reasons of the hate law. A resident of Pollokshiel said that the display had been up in the window of Yousaf and Co since at least November. Annie Wells, the Scottish Conservative Glasgow MSP, said given the knock-on effects for communities across Glasgow as a result of events in the Middle East, high-profile businesses like this one must be mindful to act responsibly. Well, they are. They're being very responsible in letting people know how much they hate Jews. At least we know now. There's no doubt about it. Humza Yousaf and his entire family, anti-Semitic, Jew-hating, genocidal bastards. Mr. Yousaf has backed a two-state solution, although this appears to be at odds with the imagery in the poster. Of course it does. He's saying that. He's giving the words. But he's lying, like so often he does. He is just a liar. In the wake of the Hamas attacks, Mr. Yousaf's parent-in-law, Elizabeth and Majed El Nakla, had become trapped in Gaza, but fortunately they were released after what we believe to be a massive ransom was paid by the good people of Scotland, just so they could bring more Jewish-hating people in, presumably. But there we go. I wouldn't expect anyone in the Pollokshields area to go along and smash windows. That would be terribly wrong. So don't do it. Don't give them punishment. It would only be playing into his hands. Tempting as it is, don't do it. So there we go. A round off that will come up and we'll finish. So there we go. No denying it now, is there, Humza? Your whole family. You come as a result of that family. You hate Jews. You are someone who supports the whole of that area being turned into a Palestinian state, and thus you want to eradicate Jews. Not very good, is it? Not very good to have a leader of a party who comes from such a background. But then that's who he is. That's what he is, and there's no taking it away. He is an absolutely awful human being. Time for him to go. But he won't, will he? He hasn't finished his job. Scotland's still far, far too white for his liking. Thank you very much for watching. I'll finish there. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video, and I will speak to you later. Bye.